All right, we are live. I always say that to start. I don't know why I say that to start the live streams. Obviously, we're live. It's because there's a weird delay when I hit start on OBS and then I see it pop up on YouTube. Anyway, this is neither here nor there. Welcome to the Too Many Records live stream event of today. This is your host, your friendly neighborhood hoarder, Matt. And I am here with an enormous amount of boxes to open. More than usual, I would say. And there's some really fun ones in here from what I can recall from my ordering patterns and what was supposed to be arriving. So excited to open these and chat with you guys before I head to the store today. So I'll let a couple people trickle in first, as we usually do. And once that happens, I will begin opening the onslaught of boxes. And I'm starting to get boxed in around me of where to put records. So this is going to be an interesting endeavor. What is up, Lone Wolf? What is up, Terry? Goose, don't be frightened. Give me that big box first. Wait, what big box? You mean the big box from Disney? We have a Disney music box that was a gift from my friend Monica, who works there, and I'm so excited to see what's in there. Ryan has trickled. What's up, Nikki? What's up, Lisa? Terry, real quick, I just want to say to you, thank you. Gentleman came in from Dallas yesterday, and I guess you're in a Facebook group that he was asking for suggestions for Portland record stores. You suggested my store. And it's funny because I'll tell you this. I was going to tell you this in person, Goose, later, but he walks in, this guy from Dallas, he walks in yesterday and he goes, "Are you Goose?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "I'm looking for Goose." And I was like, "Oh, do you know Matt?" He's like, "No. I just heard that Goose is the guy to talk to." And I was like, "No, I'm actually Matt." And he goes, "Oh, you're the owner." And I was like, yeah. But it was very funny. The legend of Goose has extended to Dallas. And I wish Goose was here yesterday because he could have talked to this guy, because Goose is from Houston and they could have had a little Texas thing going on. But yeah, he was a very nice gentleman. He said that you recommended the store, Terry, so thank you. He got a couple things, which was awesome. And yeah, it was a really cool interaction. So thank you again for sharing that. What's up, Ben? What's up, Simon? We got the UK. We got Denmark. Wow, we get the whole world here. This is awesome. We got Nick here. Both Nicks. You thought I was still in Minnesota. I was in Minnesota for just 3 days. In and out. Pearl Jam was amazing. And I'm actually going to be doing a video at some point when I get the box of records in of stuff I found in Minnesota, because I found literally over a small U-Haul box full of records from Minnesota that's being shipped to me by Adam today, actually. Shout out to Adam Kanowski for hosting me while I was there, being a concert buddy at Pearl Jam, and also shipping me endless boxes of records. The real champion. We got Norway, we got Denmark, we got the UK. All right, let's just start opening stuff. I got to get to the store soon, so let's just go. This first one's actually really interesting. This actually has a story behind it. I love a good story unboxing. So let's open this and take a look together. All we're missing now is Alex, and if Alex was here, it would be a perfect unboxing, I think, with the whole crew. But she's here. It's like, as I said that, I conjured her. This is super cool. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. I can't wait to show you guys this. Wow. I'm actually blown away by this note right here. Okay, let me give you a little backstory. This is actually very cool. So I got an email from a guy who said, "Hey, I'm in this band. We used to put out music a long time ago. We just put out some new music. Would you like to hear it or have a copy of it? I'd like to send you a copy." And, when I get emails like that, I'm always willing to accept copies. I can't always promise I'm going to be able to unbox it. I like to try. But ultimately, I was like, I really am curious as to what the music is. So I give it a listen at the very least. And I was blown away by this music. This band's name, I feel like Nick, not Nick Rideau, Nick Doheny. I can never pronounce the last names. I apologize. I think Nick's going to be really appreciative of this story. So the band's name is Uncle Sally, and they are a grunge band. I believe their earliest records are from the early 90s, and they just put out some new music that is actually still available, because the early records, as I learned, were all out of print and very hard to find. But I listened to their music, and they are so reminiscent of Alice in Chains in the best possible way. It still had its own flavor. And side note, Janosha's not going to probably join because he just messaged me. He's waiting for Caetano Veloso live in Madrid, I think, which is crazy. Anyway, Uncle Sally, I was shocked at how much I loved the music. It really, the harmonies, like the grungy guitar riffs, everything about it was exactly what I love in music. So I said to the gentleman who emailed me, I would love to show off your new record. And I made a joke, and I said, if you want to sign it for me, and if you happen to have any other copies of the early records, I'd love to buy them from you or whatever it may be. And this note, just let me read this note to you. It says, Matt, you've hit pay dirt. Although the Black and Green albums are sold out, I set 5 sets of 3 to the side for safekeeping. Based on your email you sent to me, it seems you would be a worthy candidate to have the entire set. I have autographed all 3 for you just as you had asked. These records are very rare at this point. Currently, World of Hurt on Translucent Purple vinyl is the only one available exclusively on eBay. So if you'd like to grab one, eBay is the place to get it. We appreciate the exposure you would get. This is a grassroots effort to spread the music around. The entire backstory of the band is located at UncleSally.com. All the best and continued success for your YouTube channel. It's guys like you that are extremely important, keeping the vinyl resurgence moving in a positive direction. Wow. So right now it sounds like in this box he provided me with all of the Uncle Sally records, which 2 of them are very hard to find now. Oh, this is so cool. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. So I'm trying to do them in order. I think this was the first one possibly. This is World of Hurt. Look how grunge this looks. Just look how amazingly grunge these dudes are. And signed. Amazing. Wow. And then we have the newest one is... Oh no, World of Hurt is the newest one, I think. I was wrong. World of Hurt's the new one. So this is Tending the Flock. And he signed them on the back, which is cool. And this is Past, Present, Future. Just unbelievably kind. Like, this guy saw my YouTube channel, liked what I was doing, and decided he wanted to not only send me his newest record, but archival copies of the 2 out-of-print grunge gems that were lost to time. And, people that knew them at the time or lived in the area definitely knew them. Like, Nick just said he saw Uncle Sally back in the day. This is so cool. I am so grateful that these were sent to me. Like, you really can't find those first 2 records, and now I have them. So I'm so excited to give these a spin. I'm gonna stop gushing super hard, but wow, this is such an amazing gift. So thank you to the band. Thank you to Jeff for sending this to me, and I'm so excited to give this a listen. I'm gonna probably show them off on my Instagram too, because why not? I'm such a grunge guy that, like, this. I am the perfect candidate for this, I think. Anyway, super cool. I'm glad I got to share that with you guys. Check out Uncle Sally and if you like grunge, grab their new record on eBay, because if it's anything like the other records, once it's sold out, you're not going to be able to find it. All right, let's keep going. So this is a cool one. So, I don't know if anyone's familiar with this record. So let me give you another story. This is a very big storytelling live stream today. I hope you're all strapped in. I was not familiar with Think about 3 or 4 weeks ago. One of my regulars, Sean Brown, he's an amazing dude, amazing musician. If you haven't checked out his music, definitely check it out. Think is an artist that somehow completely missed me over the years, and it is exactly up my alley musically, to the point where I'm shocked that there's something like this that I've never heard of. So Sean traded in a recent Think-ish album, which is like this really beautiful gatefold that's like reworks, I think, of older tracks. And and I loved it. I mean, it was like a guy and a guitar, but like very heartfelt, very the arrangements were really interesting that were in addition to him, and I was like, okay, I gotta go down the Think rabbit hole, and this is the first record Think ever put out, Fresh Produce, which is actually not guitar based. It's more of a kind of experimental trip hop down tempo album that has a little bit of humor mixed in with it. Very good record, not reinventing the wheel when it comes to trip hop, but if you like Ninja Tune, which is I believe Ninja Tune is the label this is on, if you like Ninja Tune, this is very much in the pocket for other Ninja Tune artists like Amon Tobin. Just like if you enjoy that sound, you'll really enjoy Fresh Produce, I think. But after this, I guess as the story goes, the label was like, we don't want this. They're like, we want you and the guitar, because he showed them some songs that were just kind of stripped down, and they're like, that's the sound. That's what you are. That's your artist identity. So he stopped messing around in the trip hop realm, and he started just doing kind of more kind of loopy, well put together, guitar based music, and it's amazing. Unfortunately, as I'm learning, of course, the first like 4 or 5 records all go for over $100. They're all very hard to find. The later records, a lot easier to find, but really excited to start my Fink collection with this. I might have one more Fink hiding somewhere in these stacks over here. But really good. Quality British beats. That's a good way to put it. Genova 7 in the house. Also an artist that's worth your time. Works with the Cold Busted label. He's become a friend of mine, which is I'm grateful for his friendship, and very, very cool. All right, we got a package of VMP stuff. All right, first up we have the Used Tumor record that I grabbed, which is Praise. Oh my God, Praise the Lord who chews, but which does not consume or simply hop between worlds. Used Tumor is someone that I'm late to the party on. I saw them open for 9 Inch Nails last year at Edgefield, and it was so good. I have not heard the new record yet, but I have decided to just jump in on there was a VMP limited to 1,000. I said, why not give it a shot? Sometimes a VMP just nails it. Sometimes, guys, they just absolutely knock it out of the damn park. And this is knocking it out of the park. One of the best hip-hop albums of this era. E1999 Eternal by Bone Thugs-n-Harmony is a absolute classic. The RSD release they did was just a white sleeve with no art, which I thought was a complete misfire. And VMP doing this as like, was this Essential? Yeah, Essentials. They're not even doing this on their hip-hop track. They're saying this album is essential for all music fans, and I'm inclined to agree. There's something special and magical about this record, and it's really good front to back. What's up, Blakely? And yeah, so good. This is arguably the biggest thing since Demon Days for me in terms of them pulling out a record out of a hat that was just like an unbelievable choice. So shout out to VMP. And then this one, Sublime isn't necessarily my bag. Maybe it was in high school, but I think I've evolved past it musically. So this will probably hit the store at some point. All right, Matt was asking for the big box. Let's do the big box. Oh my God, it's so heavy. Oh my God. Okay, so this box right here is a giant box from Disney Music Emporium, and that's because my friend Monica has been working there for many years, and she actually was recently in Portland, and my old job I used to work at many years ago in like 2015, 16, maybe 16 or so. She used to come into the office and talk to my team about collaborations, and I would always kind of like side email her and be like, by the way, I have this like YouTube thing that I'm doing about vinyl. And if you guys have been with the channel for a long time, Monica has been very gracious into sending me amazing products over the years, and I have some cool videos I used to do back in the day showing them off. One of my favorite videos on the channel is with my friend Leo Camacho, who he's an influencer in his own right, just a really, really cool, kind dude. And we talk about Disney records, and that's one of my favorite videos on the channel. It did not do very well. It's extremely well produced. I advise you to go check it out if you are bored. I can't remember the name of it offhand. If someone wants to find it and link it in the chat, that would be cool. But Monica and I have kept in touch, and she was in Portland, and she came by the shop, and she loved it. I sold her a Rufus Wainwright Poses record, which is one of my favorite records, and she asked me what my address was. She wanted to send me some stuff. So this is some stuff, and I have genuinely no idea what's in here. So, all right. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Okay. Ugh. There's so much stuff in here. Okay, let's do this one at a time. Sick. Guardians Volume 3 soundtrack. Such a good soundtrack. Did you guys see Guardians 3? I loved it. I mean, let's see. We got Creep, the acoustic version to open it up, which is beautiful. I mean, Crazy on You with Heart by Heart. You got Space Hog in the meantime. I mean, they really nail these soundtracks. They're all essential to own for sure. We got some X. We got Badlands by Bruce Springsteen. You got The Replacements. You got Alice Cooper. I mean, this is just such a good soundtrack. So very grateful. Did anyone emotionally survive seeing that movie? Yeah, it was an emotional movie for sure. I really, really enjoyed it. This is also very cool. This is Electric Mayhem, Mr. Dr. Teeth, the Muppet Band. I just was at Paul's house for a barbecue. Paul, Cato Duck, or Cato Duck. I forget which one, how to pronounce it. But he has a really cool foil poster in his living room of Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. So this is rad. Truth be told, I'm not hyper familiar with this stuff, but I'm excited to hear it. I've not watched Muppets Mayhem, but I grew up on Muppet Babies. Anyone else a Muppet Babies fan? Raise your hand if you're a Muppet Babies fan. The real question is Record Store Day. Where's the Muppet Babies 7-inch? That's what I want to know. Oh, this is cool. So this is a Freddie Mercury 10-inch box set of his solo work. It says, okay, so Blu-ray and DVD. Oh, it's all CDs. Okay, so it's CDs and a book. And Blu-ray. And a Blu-ray. Well, it sounds like I now need to get a CD player. Because I don't have one. But that will change. There's more in this box, though. I couldn't hold it anymore. It was too overwhelmingly heavy. All right. Werewolf by Night. Oh, music by Michael Giacchino. Huge fan of him as a composer. I do not know Werewolf by Night, but this is an amazing art piece on the front. Really digging this. Is anyone familiar with this? It's a Marvel Studio thing. Very cool. Unfamiliar. Anyone? Anyone know this? I didn't see this one. I wanted to see this. I heard it was actually pretty good. Lightyear. I mean, I grew up on Toy Story. Anybody? How is this another Giacchino? It is. Wow, I'm getting Giacchino'd out right now. Very, very cool. Yeah. I missed this movie, but this is fun. Wow. This is also very cool. Rogue One. The Rogue One is the whole soundtrack, the expanded edition. Wow. So it's John Williams and Michael Giacchino. This is like a really nice box set. It's like a slip box with multiple discs in here. As you all know, I am a massive Star Wars fan. So any Star Wars music is much appreciated. Giacchino usually delivers. That's very true. So this is super rad. I can't wait to spin this. The atmospheric music is going to be just lovely. No one's John Williams. It's true. And then we have Queen Forever. Another Queen box. This one I can listen to because there's LP. So it's a limited edition 4LP bonus disc box set. 36 songs. Includes a William Orbit mix of Let Me In Your Heart Again. That's cool. Has to be mastered. Nice. Anyone know this box set? I think there's one more thing, though, that I haven't seen that's in a box within a box. Let's see what's going on here. Oof. This is heavy. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. Monica, you are literally too kind. You are too kind to me. The Mandalorian season 1 box set. I love The Mandalorian so much. I have to be honest, I haven't finished season 3, but seasons 1 and 2 are just unbelievably good. And this is such a massive... I love the art. The art is the best part. All the little art pieces that go by each episode, it's just so beautifully done. Noble Records, yeah, you should start a YouTube channel, man. It's a good idea. It's always positive, and there's no negative experiences that come with it. So I recommend. If you want tips, let me know. Yeah, this is an amazing gift. This is just so kind. Wow, just wow. That's all I can say is wow. The Mando box set. Music by Ludwig Göransson, who's one of the best. He's one of the best to ever do it. All his work with Childish Gambino. Oh, just so good. So good. To be able to go into the Star Wars universe and fill the shoes of John Williams is amazing. Like, to be able to, like, be in the league of John Williams is so impressive. So, yeah. This is an unbelievably cool gift. But we still have about 20 mailers to open, guys. This is going to be a long one. Matt, I'm going to be a little late. Hold the fort down at the store, Matty. All right. I forgot to turn the AC on in my house, and it is hot right now. I'm hot. All right. I ordered these 3 because why the hell wouldn't I? These are all from Newbury Comics. These are 3 reissues by Funk Legends, The Meters. Now, my question is, and I hope someone here can answer, whether it's Nick or it's Noble, are these also the Kevin Gray cuts? Like, are these the ones that, like, does it say it anywhere? Oh, it says it right on the hype sticker. I'm an idiot. So, this is incredible that these are Kevin Gray cuts and they were Newbury variants. That's rad. The price was not bad, and I'm assuming these all are sold out already, right? Like, there's no way that limited editions of 500 are still around. But yeah, we got all these 3. So now my meters collection, I think I'm up to 6 meters records, which is unbelievable. You really can't go wrong with the meters if you like that kind of 1970. Damn, 69. This came out in 69. That's wild. Yeah. This is super cool. Jackpot's a local label, local store. They helped reissue these. But the Newbury variants are rad. So, very excited to give these a spin. Nick says they sound really good. I can't imagine these not sounding great. But yes, it's not that often that you get like an audiophile pressing and you also get a really cool variant. You know what I mean? Like, it's usually one or the other. So, yeah. I can't wait to spin these. So damn cool. All right, let's keep going. And of course, it wouldn't be an unboxing without some records I couldn't show you because of embargo. These are video game records that I am not allowed to share because they're private. I apologize. We're just going to move on and pretend that never happened. Move on to a Fat Possum package, which I'm not quite sure what this will be, but... Oh my god, I just dropped it. I just dropped it on the ground like a jag-off. Alright. It's fine now. Magdalena Bay Mini Mix Volume 3. Let's go. Magdalena Bay, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think they're one of the greatest pop groups currently making music. Mini Mix Volume 3 is another little EP that they put out on 10-inch. I've seen them live a handful of times. Their energy in their live show is memorable. It's infectious. It's fun. It's front to back amazing. And I have all the other Mag Bay stuff that exists on vinyl, so I had to grab this too. Do I wish that it was a 12-inch? Probably. But I'm just glad to have it either way. I'm sure when they put out Mini Mix Volume 4 I'm sure that they're going to probably do a 12-inch with A-side, B-side or something. That's just the kind of stuff they do. And because I'm the kind of person I am, I'll probably buy both. So very cool. Very happy to have this Mag Bay. If you haven't started listening to Mag Blend and Bay yet, you're missing out on truly some of the most unique, like, conceptual pop music that exists today. I knew I had another Fink coming in. I knew it. This is one of Fink's more modern records. This is Perfect Darkness. This came out in 2011, so not that modern, but more modern than the stuff that goes for hundreds of dollars. Like I said, I've talked about Fink a lot earlier. Fink is a really good kind of like, I guess it's singer-songwriter, but it's a little more produced and a little more to it than just that. But really, really enjoy it. There's a little bit of like some blues elements in some of his stuff. But yes, Fink is excellent. Definitely. I don't know enough of his music to really talk at length or with any level of like expertise on it. I just know that I really like what I've heard so far, and I'm excited to keep digging. All right. What have we here? Ah, yes. This one, I'm actually wondering if Noble Records will know this one. I think he probably will, because he knows everything. This is an album. Make sure the disc looks as nice as he says it does. It's pretty good. So this is a record that I had a repress of, and I sold it on my Reggae drop. So I recently at the store did a big Reggae dub drop. We put out like maybe 75 records, and we sold a lot of them. And a regular came in, and he grabbed the repress of this, and he was like, dude, he's like, you just don't see this one that often. This is an amazing album. And as myself, I've always struggled with dub and reggae. I've never really been a huge fan. And I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And he was like, put on the first track. And I was like, okay. I humored him. So I put on the first track of this album. And it is so good. My jaw was on the floor. The first track is Peacetime by Ken Booth. I was just in awe. And as he was checking out, I was like, damn, I should have listened to this before I sold it. So I added the original and the repress to my want list, and somehow an original VG Plus popped up a couple weeks later. I think it was like 50 shipped, which is like, I think I sold the repress for 35 or 40. So really excited to own this. The whole, it's a compilation, but the whole thing is really good, and this could be the beginning of me getting more into dub. Which is cool to find that one record that becomes like the starting point of discovering a new genre. For me, like, I can remember back to like Blue Sky Black Death when they put out Noir. That was kind of my introduction to down-tempo electronic music. And like there are moments that are like very pivotal, and I think like, I don't know how deep I'm going to go down the dub rabbit hole, but I do know that Jack Ruby Hi-Fi is fantastic. And if you listen to Peacetime by Ken Booth, you will absolutely love it. It is such a killer track. And I feel grateful that I think this is a first press. It rolled up on my Discogs want list. 1980. So, super rad, super cool. Anyone know that record? Am I talking to the void about that? Has anyone heard it before? I'd never heard of it. But the guy who bought it at my store was absolutely stoked. So, all right, we still got quite a few to go through, guys. Buckle up, buttercups. Oh, this is cool. Speaking of down tempo, speaking of getting into, artists that changed my life, this is Tycho, The Science of Patterns. So The Science of Patterns is the first release Tycho ever put out. Lots of cool like ambient vocal sampling, along with kind of his down-tempo stylings in a more stripped-down form. This really shows a lot of his influences, like Ulrich Schnaus kind of wears them on his sleeve, but it also shows like a blueprint of what is to come in the Tycho catalog. There is a limited version of this that I was not able to get because I was very unclear as to how you got it. You had to be like a part of his digital fan club and buy something with like some digital currency to be able to get the limited variant. I have no idea. So this is just the black. I think I'm gonna have to track down the limited one. I do have this record on a bootleg But now I have an official press, which is always the goal, to get an official over a boot whenever possible. So really, really nice EP, and worth owning if you're a fan of Tycho. If you never went this far back into Tycho's discography, you know, this predates even past his prologue. This is like really early on. It's quite good, and it shows you that he really doesn't miss. You know, Scott is a bona fide genius for sure. Here's a video game one that I can show you, because I have permission to show. I'm going to have a couple of these for the shop at some point. But this is... there's been a series of these that have been coming out. That's all the Smash Brothers Ultimate characters getting their own album of really cool tracks. So this is Mario's tracks from Smash Brothers Ultimate. The art is amazing. Super cool, but what's cooler is this variant of this one. Look at this. Amazing. These groups that make these releases put so much effort into the visual presentation, into the sonic presentation. I feel very grateful for the few of them that I'm in. There are many that I'm not in, and I see those releases come out, and I'm just like, man, how do I get those? But you know, you can't win them all. But yes, this is super cool. As someone who has grown up playing Smash Brothers since the original, these are all pretty near and dear to my heart, and I love that each character kind of gets its own release. I'm assuming at some point there will be like a box made to house all of them once all of the relevant characters have their own volumes, which will be cool. So, thought y'all might appreciate that if we have any gamers in the house right now. All right, let's keep going. Yes, I forgot I ordered this. This was a long time ago. This is Armor for Sleep, Dream to Make Believe. Armor for Sleep is a really good kind of emo, slightly post-hardcore at times, but more just like straightforward emo rock band. You might recognize the album where there's the guy floating. It's like green. He's like floating in the sky. That's their big record. But this is a great debut, Dream to Make Believe. First time on vinyl. It's on maroon and white split. Just a really solid record, and I'm glad they finally pressed it. I think I have all the Armor for Sleep records now, I believe, which is rad. I'm not like a massive fan, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it, but I do enjoy them quite a bit. They sing that song, it's like, I'm in a car underwater with time to kill, and what's worse is I would have died for you. That's my emo for you guys today. Cookin' Soul. I can't resist ordering a Cookin' Soul record whenever it pops up, because Cookin' Soul is one of the best to do it. Currently, right now, at least crushing it on every single tape release. I love this Inspector Gadget inspired cover with Dr. Claw. So cool. And you got the back with the Inspector Gadget. And there's also just like randomly an MF Doom mask, which I guess I always appreciate seeing an MF Doom mask just pop out of nowhere. Any of the whatever series that Cookin' Soul puts out is like A1, worth your time, worth an order, and they're always good. So I'm still waiting for represses of Doom Xmas and Polo Yay, which are like some of the earliest Cookin' Soul stuff. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but if he likes money, he'll do it, and then it'll be great. Is there any way that you can send me a record of your music? If you email me, I would love to discuss that. So shoot me an email, tooManyRecordsMusic@gmail.com. All right. Here's another. Okay, this is my last Fink, I promise. I did go a little crazy, and I tried to get all of these Fink records I got are. It's funny, in contrast to the ones that are going for like $150. Like some of the later Fink records go for like 10 or 15. So I just grabbed all the cheap ones I could because I listened to some snippets of them and they were all very excellent. So this is Fink's Bloom Innocent. Again, this was like $15 shipped, I think, or maybe 20 tops. But yes, Fink. I'll stop talking about Fink now, but this is my new fixation in the moment. Fink. Guys, I'm going to New York. Alex and I are going to New York together in about a week, and we're gonna be digging up a storm in the New York bins. I'm very excited. Hopefully, we'll find some cool stuff to show you guys. This is amazing and exciting, and other words to describe what I just said. So, Music Record Shop is a store that has a lot of signed records, and they sell them on their site sometimes, but they've pivoted to doing whatnot shows quite a bit, where they will auction off signed copies of albums. And Alex was kind enough to tip me off that one of my all-time favorite records, Motion City Soundtrack, Even If It Kills Me, had a full band signed copy going for on whatnot. And I would not back down, and I did not lose. I forget what I paid for this. I want to say it was somewhere around $75. But this is just one of my all-time favorite records. You know, co-produced by Rick Ocasek and Adam Schlesinger. It is, I think, the most perfect kind of power pop punk music that exists in terms of just like catchiness front to back. So just unbelievably good, and signed by the band. You know, I've met some of the band before. I've had the chance to talk to some of the other ones. Like, they're just super cool dudes. And again, this has got to be in my top 15 records of all time at this point. So really, really excited to have a full band signed copy of it. I love this art. I love everything about this. So thank you, Alex, for tipping me off to that. Maybe I should frame that one, because I have a bunch of other copies with alternate covers and things like that. So could be convinced to sell your Cooking Soul Christmas. Well, the problem is, Paul, I am not going to pay what it goes for. So if you want to sell it, you should sell it. But if you want to trade it, we can probably work out some kind of trade. All right. This is a huge repress in the hip-hop world. This is arguably the biggest, most desirable repress of a hip-hop record since Blonde by Frank Ocean. If you're not privy, this is Injury Reserve, and this is Live from the Dentist Office and Floss. Two unbelievable tapes that came out a long time ago. The original press of this was on colored vinyl, and it was both of these kind of front to back as a gatefold. I used to own it, and I sold it. And I sold it for hundreds less than it goes for now. Or at least went for before these represses. And I've always regretted it. It's one of those things that I sold, and I was like, I got more into this after selling it. So, just so good. They lost a member of the band. He passed away, which is absolutely tragic. They're still making music with just the remaining band members. But these two are when they were all together. They were firing on all cylinders. And unfortunately, they're just on black wax. I think the originals were yellow and pink, I believe, if I remember correctly. There was an Injury Reserve box set, as Ryan just mentioned. It sold out in like 30 seconds. I didn't even try to get it just because I already owned Phoenix, and I didn't really want the record that came right before Phoenix, and then these two were available separately, so I didn't really want to, rest in peace to Groggs. But yes, these are essential hip-hop records. If you have not listened to Injury Reserve, you're missing out. Like, the prices that the original one were going for of these two were approaching Blonde prices. They were at least $500. So very cool that they finally repressed them. Very bare bones represses, black vinyl and single pocket jacket. But ultimately, I'm just glad that I get to own these again and spin them, because selling the original was just a mistake. A mistake that I am glad that has now been rectified. All right, so let's keep going. Now I have Armor for Sleep stuck in my head as I'm trying to do this. This is a fun one. So this is a recommendation for some of you ambient guitar heads in here. This was recommended via Bandcamp. I was just like down some Bandcamp rabbit hole, I think on a Bandcamp Friday, trying to find something cool to get. And I found this artist, Blue Lake, Sun Arcs. It's just absolutely stunningly gorgeous ambient guitar work. The way it's described is weaving between self-built zithers, drones, clarinets, organs, acoustic guitars, and drum machines. It's an inventive and free-spirited take on off-kilter folk, inhabiting a unique space in left field improvised and experimental music. And that description could go one of two ways. It could be way too drony and experimental, or it could be just overwhelmingly beautiful, and it definitely falls more in that category. I really enjoyed this listen. It kind of reminds me of Hayden Pedigo, North Americans, William Tyler. If you like that kind of stuff, I highly recommend checking this out. I got the limited variant on Sun Yellow Wax. And yeah, just really, really good stuff. So, Blue Lake Sun Arcs. If you're looking for something meditative and beautiful to listen to, go check it out. All right, here we got a little vinyl digital package. What do we have here? Oh, right. The latest vinyl digital Grammatic Water for the Soul 2. When did this originally come out? This is 2022. Chilled out, kind of electronic stuff from Grammatic. If you're not familiar, Grammatic's pretty fantastic. Some of the stuff's a little more up-tempo, but some of it's very laid back. And this one's pretty chill. Really nice album. And Vinyl Digital, I tend to jump on their exclusives because they're often in the pocket for me sonically, what I'm looking for. And this is no exception. So really stoked to have this. And with Vinyl Digital, there's often it's a FOMO, you know, like if you miss out, sometimes you miss out forever. And I missed out on some of their releases. Like the one that haunts me to this day is Tampa Beats Harbor. That's a tape that Tampa Beats said is never going to be reissued, and it goes for like $800 now. So, sucks. DJD, if you have questions about Kunaki, shoot me an email. I don't know if this is the best place to field those specific questions, but happy to answer you best I can. Also, guys, don't forget, if you want to drop me a super chat, you know, feel free to do so. And I take it as like a tip as a creator for, you know, sharing music with you guys and hanging out. No need to do it, but I always like to remind people that it's an option. If you leave a super chat in these live streams, I always try to answer your question to the best of my ability in the midst of opening records. So feel free to do that, but no pressure either way. All right. I lied to you guys. There's one more Fink. This packaging is massive. This is Fink's Resurgam. Look how thick that is. That's crazy. All right, I'm done. No more Fink. No more Fink. I'm Finked out. But I would like to find all those out-of-print Fink records that go for like $100 plus. Only one pressing of all of them. It's crazy. So, Brian Eno's Music for Films. This is, I believe, a first press. 1978. I think this is a first press. Oh, Terry, super chat. Thank you, Terry. Very nice. What is my next live show? That's a good question. And you! Bless me. The next live show that I have is, well, I'm going to see Lindy West, the comedian, I believe, on Friday, but that's not what you're asking. When I go to New York City, there is a chance that I might see Baby Metal and Death Clock, but it's sold out, so I got to find tickets. But outside of that, my next show should be end of October, Kings of Convenience in Seattle, which, as many of you guys know, guys and gals know, this is like a bucket list show for me. I have always wanted to see them live, and it would be amazing. So, fingers crossed, it's as good as I think it is. Thank you for the super chat, Terry. What's your next show? My last show was pretty epic. It's true. Pearl Jam was amazing. Music for Films, Brian Eno, beautiful record, one of my favorite Eno releases, and we got a copy in the shop, but the sleeve was all messed up and it was a little noisy, so I decided to try to track down a cleaner press, and this one, supposedly, they said was very clean. Yeah, I think with a degrit, this will definitely be close to near mint playback, hopefully. Ooh, Brandy Carlisle at Red Rocks. That's going to be so good. What a great venue to see her at. And then I grabbed this from the same seller. It is a first press of one of my favorite Thievery Corporation records, The Mirror Conspiracy. I did not see, or they did not tell me that there is a huge split on the spine, so I might have to contact them about that. But, yes, Mirror Conspiracy, just an unbelievable down-tempo record. So good. And, yeah, the jacket has a huge split on the bottom, too. Yeah, this jacket's like G+. Not good, not what was described. I believe it was described as VG+, so not even close. So, what you learn is that some sellers have no idea how to grade stuff, so you're really kind of just like operating in the dark and hoping that people are willing to work with you if they overgrade things. And if not, Mr. PayPal has my back usually, so... Oh, this one I'm actually very, very excited for. This one is super cool if you're a hip-hop fan. Jeffrey Elliott, thank you so much for the super chat. Was that my first time seeing Deep Sea Diver live? They're one of your favorite bands. Their albums are incredible. That was my first time hearing Deep Sea Diver, period. And let me tell you, I was super blown away. It had like an edgier metric sound to it, or like, I don't know, sometimes I heard a little Silver Sun pickups in there at times. Definitely had a lot of edge and a lot of like grit to the music. Not quite grunge, I would say, but definitely amazing songs that were super catchy. Oh, I heard a little bit of Karen O in there, some yeah yeahs at times. I really enjoyed Deep Sea Diver live, and I looked it up, and the first two albums are like very out of print and hard to find. So if I ever stumble across them at a store, I'll definitely grab them. But I know they said that they're working on a new record, and they played a song or two from it, and the new songs they played were my favorite ones they played of the night. So if you guys like badass female-fronted rock bands, check out Deep Sea Diver. They opened for Pearl Jam. I mean, that alone is like... To be able to open for PJ is like massive, as is. So yeah, very, very cool. So this right here is The Damn Chronic. DJ Critical Hype is just such a good mashup producer. He takes two classic albums, or an artist and a classic album, and he mashes them up in such a beautiful way. For example, his last release that he actually put on vinyl was Andre 3000 rapping over Tyler the Creator's Igor, which is just so cool. And this is obviously, as you can imagine, Kendrick rapping over The Chronic, which is like, how can life get much better than that? And I know there's a couple cool ones they've done in the back, like that aren't on vinyl. Like they did a Chance rapping over The College Dropout and stuff like that. So super cool. This is just like, can you imagine like this combination in your head right now? I mean, just yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is a mixture of beats and them rapping over each other's beats. I'm not sure. I was waiting for this to come in on vinyl to actually hear it, but definitely check this one out. for sure if you like that kind of stuff, and I do personally. Like all the like Americo Gazaway stuff is also super good. Like they did like the James Brown and Biggie mashup stuff, just like so good. I think mashups are underrated. Like Girl Talk, so good. All right, so this is a classic. This is Through Being Cool by Saves the Day. This is the 20th anniversary. It's a baby pink vinyl with blue magenta splatter. We had a copy of this on black in the store, but I wanted a variant of it, and now the gods have answered my prayers. Saves the Day rocks. This is one of the most classic pop punk records ever. This isn't even my favorite of their records, but I do think this is worth owning. And it's most people's favorite, I think. But yes, Saves the Day is getting a lot of repressed stuff happening over the past couple years, and I'm very stoked to own a very cool variant of this absolute classic. Anyone else want to hit me with the hard-hitting questions in a super chat? Oh, That Thing You Do soundtrack was today, wasn't it? Did it sell out? I totally forgot to order it. Oh, Lord. The album's by DJ-O, a.k.a. that dude from Stranger Things, Steve. Has a band, and it's actually very good. Kind of like disco-y, like indie pop stuff. They both got represses by Follow Me Please, and I grabbed them because original presses went for, at least one of these went for like really big money, and I didn't want to pay it. But I'm gonna have to give these a full deep listen to know if I really want to own this or not. But I think from what I've heard, I have enjoyed it. All right, after this stream, I'm going to have to check out That Thing You Do. What are all the variants of That Thing You Do? Like, which is the one that I should go for? I saw someone comment this on, I think, the Instagram or something, and it kind of breaks my heart that they finally released That Thing You Do after Mo left Mondo. You know, Mo left because of all the shakeup in the Mondo world, like, you know, the Funko overlords have kind of ruined things. And Mo, who has been the creative force and, like, you know, the face of Mondo for so many years, has fielded the question about when That Thing You Do will be repressed for literally years, and it's become a meme in the Mondo world, and just as soon as he leaves, they put it out. It's kind of BS to me, and I am hesitant to support it just for that reason alone. But that being said, I might have to dip in just because I love Adam Schlesinger, and I can't resist. But yes, I think it's kind of crappy that that's how it all shook out. Yeah, Ryan, you tagged me, which I appreciated, but I thought it was next week for some reason because I'm an idiot. So this is one I ordered on a whim. Because it was only $20 shipped. This is Tony Allen, incredible drummer, and Hugh Mascella, awesome artist. And the two of them, I guess, did this compilation, or not compilation, but like a collaboration album. I don't know it, but I really enjoy both of their music, especially Hugh Mascella's records are just so good. And Tony Allen's like an amazing drummer, just African excellence. And the fact that this was so cheap, I was like, okay, I'm going to give this a shot. Hopefully it's good. Has anyone heard this? I don't know if this is from original tapes or not. I don't think so. I could be wrong. But yes, very cool. If you're into world music, definitely check this out. And I think this might be my last one before I'll do a couple Q&A before taking off. We got through this faster than I thought. Oh, wow. I ordered this one a long time ago, too. This is the Coheed and Cambria, the opaque yellow pressing of Turbine Blade. Yeah. I ordered this a long time ago. That's all I'll say about that. So that was a kind of anticlimactic ending, but let's do a little Q&A. If you guys have any questions for me, any thoughts, any dreams, any hopes, any fears, I'm more than happy to address those. If you would like to drop a final super chat, this would be the time to do so and say, hey, thanks, Matt. And I say, hey, you're welcome, bud. And yeah, a lot of good records in this unboxing. Yes, rest in peace to Tony Allen and Mascala, just geniuses for sure. Yeah, I'm ready for any Q&As. What's the update on my TMR pressings? Terry, that's a great question. I almost need to do a video about this because it's getting to be ridiculous. Crates is rubbing me the wrong way. They are refusing to provide concrete updates about what's going on, but from what I've learned from our email chain, there was some kind of cybersecurity attack on something that affects the way that Crates ships records. And because of that, all records that were finished were being held up for shipping. And it's frustrating because I have 2 albums, Neutral Milk Motel and Fort Vine's last record, that are completely finished and unable to ship. Fort Vine obviously is understanding because I've done a lot of records with them. They understand it's not my fault. I feel frustrated and bad for Milk and Televangel because this is their first time kind of working with me. I've worked with Televangel a little before, but this is Milk's first time working with me, and I have no update for them to share with their fans that are like, where's the vinyl? Where's the vinyl? And I keep asking Crates for an update, and they keep giving me lip service of just like, we're really sorry, like we're working on it, we don't know what's going on, like we have no update, but like thanks for your patience. And I'm just like, okay, but that doesn't help me as the kind of middleman who's the label that's helping the artist get the music out, give relevant information out to people that are curious. So Crates is kind of rubbing me the wrong way, and depending on how this all shakes out, my Goose Don't Be Frightened record could be the last record I do through Crates if this is kind of how they're going to be. It sucks if they had a cybersecurity attack. That's awful. But to not provide concrete information and regular updates for all of the people that have records that are being pressed through them, for the hard-earned money of people that have been paid and waiting for a product, that to me is unacceptable. So that's the update. I am completely in the dark about when these are shipping. Sucks. DJD Record Zone. I don't do any CDs in the shop, really, unfortunately. Did I tell Terry who came in the store? Yeah. I opened with that story. It was so cool. Alex was there for that. Am I familiar with the pop artist Annie? I don't know Annie. But I will say this. I have ordered records from Half Price Books online, and they've been CDs. So I would say be careful. You might get burned, but I hope you don't. Pearl Jam, how brilliant were they? Pearl Jam was absolutely brilliant. I mean, they opened with Insignificance. I'm sorry, Indifference. They played Insignificance later. I always get those 2 wrong. Insignificance is bombs going down in my hometown. Right? Or is that Indifference? Why do they have 4 songs that all are like Insignificance, Indifference, Immortality? I get them all. I guess not Immortality. Insignificance is... Yeah, that's bombs dropping down. Yeah, okay, so they played Insignificance in the middle of the set. And it was amazing because they haven't played that since like 2016 or 17. But they opened with Indifference. And Indifference is just an unbelievable track from Versus. Super emotional, super intense. And apparently, from what I read, they've only opened with that track 3 times in their whole career. So for Pearl Jam, they have a lot of openers they like to start with. They like to do Release. They like to do Long Road. They like to do Oceans sometimes. I feel like they have a lot of like go-to openers. So to get an opener that they've only done 3 times is wild. That being said, they also played State of Love and Trust, which for me is just an absolute banger, one of my top 5 Pearl Jam songs. And they did Crazy Mary, the encore, which I've seen before, oddly enough. They don't do it all the time, and I've seen it at, I think, 2 other shows. So I think it's like a 3rd time seeing Crazy Mary, which is Crazy Mary. And the most impactful thing for me was that they opened the encore with Eddie doing solo Tom Petty Wildflowers. And his version of Wildflowers is my favorite cover song ever. So to get to see that live was magical. I never thought I would. Just wonderful. Any grunge albums I'm still looking for? You always enjoyed my grunge Grail videos. That's a good question. I mean, I'm always on the lookout for Alice in Chains self-titled, but I have a feeling it's going to get a repress next year. That's just my gut feeling. So I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to spend $300 on it. But beyond that, I'm kind of buttoned up on all my grunge. I mean, I found the Super Unknown 320, as you guys saw. I have all the Pearl Jam I could ever dream of, thanks to Andy, my buddy, who's hooked me up with some of the rarities. Yeah. Did I get a Dirty Frank? No, I didn't get Dirty Frank live. I feel like that's one of the rarest songs to get live. It would be very cool. But unfortunately, no Dirty Frank. Dirty Frank. You're looking for an original Pearl Jam live at Benaroya. Darren, have you seen my video where have you seen it? The one where I got my version of Benaroya? Because that's one of my favorite videos on the channel. Ryan, you missed the video? I think you should go check out the story I shared. Go back and watch the Grail video I put out at the start of this year for like my Grails I'm trying to get this year. I talk about it in there. It is a very good story, and it sounds amazing. I mean, again, I don't know how placebo it is, but I think it's definitely the best I've ever heard the album sound. So, Rilo Kiley, Under the Blacklight. I have not seen that record pop up anywhere, but I do enjoy Rilo Kiley. Nice. We got 3 people in here that have Super Unknown 320s. We got me, we got Nick, and Darren. That's pretty rare. I mean, there's not there's not a ton of them floating around as far as I know. But yeah, I feel pretty good with my grunge collection. I mean, I have that Alice in Chains facelift, like the original promo that was in the We Die Young. I have First Press Jarfly Sap. I have MTV Unplugged. I have Dirt. I don't have a first press of Dirt, though. Maybe that's the next thing on my hit list. How much did you pay for it, Darren? I'm always curious about the 320s. Like, what... I think I got a steal. I don't want to say what I paid in case Ryan goes back and looks at the video, but I think I got a steal on it. Next unboxing you're going to ask your question. All right, Abu MC, I'm looking forward to it. All right, well, we're going to probably call this in a minute. $900! You know what? As a record that almost never, ever, ever pops up, I don't blame you for spending $900. I think that's like, it's more than I would have maybe spent, but I also am not like shocked by it. I think that is, I think that it's one of those records you're never going to find again, and it's never going to get repressed in that way. So it's almost like I would, if I was faced with a $900 copy, I feel like I might have convinced myself to sell a couple $100 records to justify it. Maybe. If I can give the MoFi treatment to one album, what would it be? Carrie and Lowell by Sufjan Stevens. What release am I most looking forward to this year? Javelin by Sufjan Stevens. And on that note, I'm going to end it. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Listen to Sufjan Stevens. He's amazing. And thank you all for joining me on the live stream. I will be back with some more real videos soon. Until then, I will hopefully see some of you at the TMR store. Be good, everybody.